Today we're making a Lipton onion soup mix crusted roast beef. What I have here is about a 3-pound London broil, which is technically a top round roast that's been sliced into thick slices. So what I have here, I have 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, some coarse ground black pepper, of course the Lipton onion soup mix, and then we have some olive oil. Now, all I want to do is I'm going to season up this London broil heavy with some black pepper, and then I'm going to go over it with the Lipton onion soup mix. We're going to let the Lipton onion soup mix sweat on the top side, and then we'll flip it over and repeat the process. Now, this is actually the first time that I'm doing this with this technique on the roast beef. I've used Lipton onion soup mix tons and tons of times, who hasn't? But this will be the first time that I'm actually doing it this way with this cut. So now I'm just going to let this sweat, like I said, and then we're going to flip it over and repeat the process. All right, we're finishing up that the other side. I'm just going to let it do the same, let it sweat, let the seasoning adhere to the meat, and we'll go ahead and get cooking. Now we're going to be working in our cast iron skillet today, so I did put down a couple tablespoons of the olive oil and that butter that we had out. And all I want to do is I want to get a nice sear on each side of the London broil or the roast beef. So just going to sear it off. Don't move it. That way you make sure that the seasoning stick to the meat. You don't have to worry about it coming off, but everything is going to be cooked inside this pan. So if you do lose some, it's no big deal. So once we get a nice sear, a nice color on it, we're going to go ahead and flip it over and repeat the process. This went for about 4 minutes or so on that first side, and we'll just do the exact same once we flip it. All right, guys, so now that we got a flip, I'm just going to add in probably 1/4 cup of water. That's going to help with the moisture. We don't want to add a ton of moisture in here, but we do want a little bit. And I've also had my oven preheating to 375 degrees. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add in my temperature probe. We're going to put in the thickest part of the meat, and we're going to be shooting for 135 to 140 degrees, so we can have that perfect medium temperature on this roast. You don't want to overdo it. Some people like a well. If you want to do well, I wouldn't go any higher than really 150 and let it carry over, because you know, a well done roast, it has a tendency to be tough and dry. So what we're going to do, we're going to put that probe in. We're going to cover it with foil, and then we're going to go into that 375 degree oven until it's done, until it reaches the temperature we want. So guys, it's gone about an hour to an hour and a half, and we're at 135. So we're going to go ahead and pull it and let it rest. And that's the finished look right there, guys. It came out perfect. Smells amazing. The crust and everything is the way I wanted it. I didn't lose much of the seasoning, so that's good. Now, one thing I will admit to, when I let it rest, I wound up covering it back up with foil while I let it sit on the stove, and it took it to a higher temperature than I wanted to. So that was kind of a fail on my part. Like I said, we pulled it at right around 140 degrees, but once I covered it back up, you got to remember that thick cast iron is going to continue with a lot of heat, and it took it probably up to about 150 degrees or so. So when I cut, it's not going to be as pink as I like, but also the camera didn't do it justice. It is probably a little bit, it's past medium. It's probably medium well, just under medium well. You just really can't tell from the camera. So that, like I said, that was a fail on my part, but the meat is still definitely very, very juicy and very, very tender. Slice is really, really easy. Still very, very juicy. I don't know if you can pick it up or not on the camera. And again, it does still have a nice pink hue to it, but given the light, you just can't see it like I wish you could. But you can definitely see that moisture in there. Let's take a look. Give it a nice little taste. And it is amazing. That crust from that Lipton, it has just enough salt and that oniony flavor, and remember, we seasoned it real heavy with the black pepper, so you have that in there as well. This turned out really good. I wish I had not have covered it, then it would have been at the perfect medium that I was looking for, but it is still really good. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the video if possible. I really appreciate it. And please, please, please leave a thumbs up. Got a lot of people watching, but not a lot of people giving thumbs up, or give it a thumbs down if you want. I really don't care. Just give me some interaction and let me know you were there. I appreciate you guys. Till the next time, God bless you.